The funeral is about to begin, sir.
Welcome and hello, Mongoloids, Buds, and Bulbers, to episode 16 of By the Bulb.
By the Bulb. It's been a wild ride, gents.
It has. This 2016 itself is
Oh.
off to a fresh start, isn't it?
Whoa.
I am Brian Studley, and to my right is Jeremy Backlar. How you do?
I'm doing, just getting in the groove of things. I had a couple interviews today, trying to do something with my degree. It's hard.
Yeah, that adulthood is creeping.
Yeah.
It's, Damn
it. Put it off for so long.
I'm getting a place with my girlfriend, so it's
You heard it here, folks.
big man.
Jeremy is moving in with the girlfriend.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, all right. And next to him, across from me, is Tony Go-Go Gomez.
That's me. I'm here. All I've done lately is watch a bunch of things.
Yep.
Just for you, audience.
Nice.
Just watch.
So you'll have something legitimate to bring to the table for what you're watching, because I really don't. I have an episode of something. That's what I
You
got.
better get real in depth in that episode, man.
Well, we've all seen it, so yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's going down the line there. It is, it's late January now. You can say that now. We're in the 20s officially, so it is award season for the movies and all that good stuff. They had the Golden Globes. I don't know. I mean, do you guys? Are you Golden Globers?
I know that Leo
looked at
Dio
the
took.
list.
I know he took the Globe for Best Actor.
I think he's done that before.
The first time.
And Lady Gaga also
Just a fucking. Ugh.
globed it.
Yeah, dude, and you're either with it or against.
I watched the first. Actually, my brother forced me to watch the first episode of the newest season of American Horror Story, The Hotel, and she wasn't bad. It wasn't as bad as I really didn't like Freak Show at all.
Yeah, I can agree with you there. I got 2 episodes into the new one, and I
couldn't even get to the second episode.
Yeah.
The first episode is, what the fuck is that? I don't need this.
Yeah. And just having limited viewing of American Horror Story this year, maybe like I said, 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah.
I did watch Fargo season 2 in its entirety, and Kirsten Dunst. Can't say that I'm the biggest fan, she's done some cool stuff, synced her nipples in Spider-Man. But man, she was just insanely good in Fargo.
Really.
And that bummed me out. So who cares? It's this little. You look at the Golden Globe trophy. It's like, man, I've gotten participation football awards. Right. But obviously, it means something, I guess. But
obviously, if you worked your whole life for that,
Just go around and carry it in a fucking lunch bag.
But then there was the little bump in with Leonardo DiCaprio and the Lady Gaga, which I gotta say was pretty funny.
It's
I
funny,
laughed.
but I'm just mad that that's such a big that E.T. not only had a thing about it on the TV, but then they wrote an article about it where they described exactly what they talked about on TV. And I was in my bed and I read that article, and then I watched the video clip, and I was like, wow. That was some of my time I'll never get back.
Yeah.
And god damn it.
I didn't even hear about this. What exactly happened?
Well, go ahead.
All right. Well, Leonardo DiCaprio. There was just a video of Lady Gaga getting up to accept her award speech, and you can't tell if she bumps into Leonardo DiCaprio, whether or not it's intentional or on accident. But he's laughing about something, and she bumps into him, and he just goes ooh, looks at her oh shit, I'm one he said he alleges that that he was just laughing about something, and that she bumped into him and was genuinely surprised by someone bumping into him. But you kind of get the feeling from watching it that he was like talking shit about her specifically, because everybody at the table, like Brian was saying, is like totally silent.
They're all stone faced, and he they just announced her name, and like he just starts laughing, like, and he looks like he's the only one laughing around him, and so like I don't know. I can't believe we're talking about this fucking but I thought it was hilarious because, man, he just makes this face of like, if you were just talking shit about somebody and they just walked right by.
And you're like, oh shit, I'm talking
you just make that, like, oh, like guys get big. Like, this guy, you know.
Boo-boo.
Yeah. So yeah, we're lame. We are no better than those guys.
I say I hate it, but we just, spent
just happened.
Yeah.
A bunch of quiz.
All right, so yeah, Golden Globes happened. Fucking Ricky Gervais pisses everybody off, I guess.
Yeah.
And then onto that I don't know who's doing the Oscars this year. Is it Chris Rock?
It's Dandy Schwibs.
He's been on the uptick these days. Dandy Schwibs.
It is Rock.
Good. I like Chris Rock.
Yeah, no.
And they got the nominees here. I mean, obviously, you don't want to go through all of them. But
they changed their system, so like it's weird. They have like a lot more nominees for all the categories.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know that there was a year that there were like 10 movies up for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that was too, it's too much. It's a bit too much. But yeah, Best Picture, The Big Short, Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn, Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, Room, and Spotlight. We've watched trailers for most of those.
Yeah. I saw The Revenant. I keep wanting to go see Spotlight.
It looks good.
It looks good. Yeah. Me and Fury Road, totally awesome.
Right. At this point, like, I got to root for Fury Road because it's the only one that I really have seen.
I've seen half of these, exactly.
Get the fudge.
Tony.
Bridge of Spies?
I've seen The Big Short, Fury Road, Martian, and The Revenant.
See, that's why he's Tony Go on the Street.
Tony Go on the
Because he
Street.
goes and sees the movies.
His What You Watching is the latest, and mine is the saddest.
The latest and saddest with Tony and Jeremy. Hosted by Brian Sidley.
Yeah, because Brian Studley can't tell a story to save his life. So he just fucking bulldozes. Yeah, this is what I watched. This is what I thought. Fuck you.
Twiddling his goddamn thumbs over here.
They got. I always like to pay attention to the animation.
Yeah.
Of course, he got what the fuck Inside Out, which is pretty much. I mean, at this point, like
shoe-in. I mean, Pixar is really usually the studio that takes it.
Yeah, as they should.
Yeah.
Usually, there was a year that Brave won and beat somebody that I thought was superior. I think it was the first How to Train Your Dragon or something like that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
But yeah, Brave was bad. But there is a stop motion animation movie that is up for Best Animated Feature Film, which is called Anomalisa, right?
There's also Shaun the Sheep.
Haven't seen Shaun the Sheep.
Shaun the Sheep.
So underdog rooting for the stop motion.
I really
loved Inside.
I really loved Paranorman, man. That movie was such a good.
That was cool, but that was weird because it was
it did terrible.
Well, that and like Frankenweenie came out like the same day, pretty much, right? Like But yeah, Oscar noms. Like I'm sure we'll have some opinions later on. On Tony, I'm just in awe of your movie-going tenacity.
Your
I
ferocity
gotta see them all, guys.
with which you devour the cinema.
But yeah, we'll check in on that. I'll watch, of course. You guys gonna watch the Oscars?
Yeah, no, I don't have a TV. I mean, I do. Okay, I don't have like cable, so like I only watch I only stream.
Yeah.
I don't have a live television feed.
So are you gonna stream the Oscars?
I could do that, but I probably won't.
No.
It used to be like the Super Bowl for me.
Yeah, well, last year,
like,
I remember I just looked at the
right,
highlights.
okay, yeah.
I used to get super excited about it, but now
How long ago was that?
when I was a kid.
A while ago. Last year I didn't even watch him at all. I just looked at the highlights like, oh, this guy had a good speech. Check that out.
Yeah.
And then, okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean. This sort of like the thing that sort of like busted the whole like the Oscars mean something and are legitimate thing for me is when I think I've mentioned it before when Saving Private Ryan lost to that Shakespeare in Love movie.
Yeah, that movie is a piece of shit.
I think I was like a freshman in high school, and I never got over it.
Yeah, no.
Clearly.
Yeah.
So yeah, always an exciting time of year. Hopefully we'll all get back into it this year and pay attention because there's a lack of representation as far as a lot of this country is concerned. With African Americans and minorities and stuff. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out.
And last year, Selma was not but the guy didn't even get a nomination for Selma, right? For best.
I don't know. I would assume not. I mean, they're pissed.
Yeah.
There's a lot of you see a lot of memes like that going around. It's just like the Oscars this year, and it's a bunch of it's like a palette with just white and pink, off white.
Unfortunately, some sad news. A lot of people are just dying.
Oh my god!
They're dropping like flies.
Everybody died.
So first, I wished happy birthday to Angus Scrim of Phantasm, the tall man on here. Mm-hmm. He died, cancer.
Yeah.
Okay. David Bowie.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, us especially making the short film that we just did.
Really serendipitous. It's weird.
Yeah.
It is a weird time for that to happen because we've been I've been having to research so much David Bowie stuff as a production designer, and so many you guys have to watch so many videos to reference for what the director's trying to do, and we've been really steeped in David Bowie, so it was a pretty big deal that he died.
Just balls deep in Bowie.
Yeah.
But yeah, he went out. Did you guys watch these videos that he released?
No.
Listen to his album Dark Star or anything?
I've heard a couple songs. It's not bad. I mean, David, he's good. He just killed it till the end. I think.
Yeah.
He was just an artist, and he also apparently didn't. He'd been sick for a while, but he wanted to keep it really private. He didn't want people to so that's why it was such a big shock. That I didn't even know he was sick.
He lined up this album, and I guess they're all just it's very cryptic and basically telling you what's going to happen and that he knows it. Mm-hmm. I've got a couple buddies that's just blowing their minds. They're like, Studley, you got to pay attention to this, and I don't know for whatever reason because we were balls deep in Bowie, and I feel like I need to distance myself for a second.
No, I know.
And then I'll come back and appreciate it. Next, we got Alan Rickman.
Yeah, dude.
Who, you guys? I guess we never talked about this. Are you guys big Harry Potter people?
Yeah. I'm not. I enjoy some of the movies. I'm not the super big Harry Potter fan. I do like Alan Rickman though.
Yeah.
I think Alan Rickman. Yeah. I mean, it's Galaxy Quest, Dogma.
Yeah, great in it. Dude, I saw Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh my god, yes.
You Prince of Thieves, you. In the theater with my grandma.
Nice.
Actually inspired me to build a little fucking fort made of just wood scraps in her backyard. I love the tree houses and stuff, and Christian Slater whipping around and stuff. But he was just so disturbing and awesome in that movie, dude, as the sheriff of Nottingham. He's trying to rape and whatever her name is at one point.
Maid Marian.
It gets pretty brutal. Oh. But he says he cut his heart out with a spoon. It's down, little heart more. Just brought something a little gravitas to everything.
Yeah. He played everything just super seriously, even if it wasn't even when he's just being a wizard. He was a serious wizard.
He was a serious wizard?
Yeah. And of course, I mean, the Die Hard's the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah, dude. Hans Gruber.
Just unbelievable. Gonna be missed. No disrespect to these guys, but I heard that the guy that played Grizzly Adams died.
Yeah.
So there's another one, and then a guy from the Eagles,
Glenn Frey.
Yeah.
Which I'm not a super
Glenn
big.
Frey?
Glenn Frey. Does not fry. We're googling just to be just so I don't look like an
this
idiot.
time. I'm Jeremy.
Fucking idiot. Sometimes I look like an idiot. No, it's Glenn Frey. But yeah, he did die. I'm not a super big Eagles fan, but that's always.
Didn't he also do the Heat is on? Heat is on. I'm pretty sure. I think so. So yeah, that's 5 on top of Lemmy from last episode. So that's 6. So yeah, got quite a streak going here. Stop dying.
Yeah, you
guys. But it all comes back to that cancer thing. And but yeah, on to not so sad news. We've got some just brief movie and TV stuff. They did decide to pick up. I'm ready for this part. They did pick up Punisher as a series at Netflix, which is
it's gonna be awesome.
I fucking hope so.
Punisher, good for Netflix. It's a good pair.
Yeah, no, that's a good avenue,
right? Yeah.
I mean, I need to go back and watch, give Jessica Jones another chance, but it is Netflix. You can be gritty on it. It's the new HBO,
Yeah.
You can do what you want.
Anything.
Great.
Yeah. But they don't I don't know, Daredevil, the violence is rated R, but there's no TNA.
Nah.
There's no hardcore swearing.
There ain't no boobies in this show.
Yeah. It's still Marvel. I don't know if you're going to get a nipple out of Marvel that isn't underneath a shirt.
It's a secret
on a cold night.
Right, yeah. Or wet or something.
Or wet. That's an example.
But yeah, they're gonna fucking bring it, and Punisher should be great.
Yeah,
looking forward to that second season of Daredevil. Movie news. Couple things in development. First thing, as a child of the 80s, and I like to reminisce. But you don't just have to be a child of the 80s to appreciate the Never-Ending Story.
Yeah, no.
Never-Ending Story.
Living my dreams.
Jack Black was in the third one.
He was? Yeah, one of those movies. Yeah, I think only the '80s could really create that is entertaining wonderment for a child, but also traumatizing.
Oh my god,
scariness.
The Swamp of Sadness.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
That wolf monster. What was the thing's name? The Yellow Eyes. God. What a poser.
What a... I'll just pack up my shit.
This is how much I love Never-Ending Story. But, yeah, and it always tweaked me out, too, when he's, passing through, those... they're golden statues of these, big boobied women. And they shoot lasers out of their eyes, and he's walking up, and there's that just body laying there in the sand. That's just, all the armor is there. There's this horse skeleton. Just oh, man. But yeah, Peter Jackson apparently might remake it, which would be cool because I know that he'll make a whole load of new creepy stuff for a whole new generation of young minds.
That should be pretty awesome. I mean, it's going to be 6 movies, though, right?
It is so fitting that he's making the Never-Ending Story. Now that I think about it,
and never really never ends.
Literally never stop. And it's all one take, and they're still rolling.
Peter, why are you still making more? It's called the Never-Ending Story.
Yeah, when I signed up for this, I there's going to be a Never-Ending Story. So
now I own New Zealand. The whole island.
Just like the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
Bleed this one dry. No, that could be cool.
Yeah.
Also, I'd say slightly cooler news. Guillermo del Toro is going to be adapting Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so. Do you know if it's going to be a series or if it's a movie anthology, horror anthology thing?
The article that I looked at said that he was making it through CBS Films.
Well, I know he's got that show, The Strain.
That's on FX, right?
I think that's CBS. I'm going to check.
Mm-hmm. While you're doing that, I'm just going to think about this for a second. Yeah. CBS Films, I don't know where they could necessarily go. They're not making major motion pictures.
No, it's FX. You're correct.
Don't you have a question? Don't you? But I mean, would it be a series or would it be one of those The Stand or something? You know what I mean? That made for TV movie. that's not as cool as it could be if it were on cable. That sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It should probably be on Netflix. I know. I mean, it's ABC film, so I don't know. It's probably going to be, or it's probably going to be a TV show. It'd be cool if they, but like people aren't really making horror anthologies really.
God damn it,
anymore.
No.
And come on, you guys, come on. But I mean, honestly, those books genuinely gave me nightmares when I was a little kid, and the illustrations especially were so fucking terrifying.
Well, and that's the thing, though. That's the sort of not just the icing on the cake, but that's what makes that shit. Is the drawings in those books. Were like, no matter what, before you even read a story, you had this creepy idea in your mind
of like what was happening or what the thing looked like.
So cool.
And that's right up his alley. So
yeah, I don't doubt that he could deliver some shit. Also, with Tony, you'd be pleased to know that I'm still hearing good things about Pacific Rim 2. That he's still like not taking no for an answer.
He's still trying. He's plugging away. That's all I need. Come on.
He's a scrapper. Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Guys, I mean, we're fucking sitting here. We got some Coors Light cans.
Yep.
Might even crush one on my skull.
Oh, yeah!
Because I'm so pumped up for trailer trash. It is towards the end of January, and it is a great beast, not only in the weather, Midwest and East Coast, and somewhat West Coast. It's been rain out here.
Oh, it's been a little wet. Which is what we need.
Oh, yeah.
We are parched out here in the Southwest.
Yeah. But wouldn't you rather it rain by the reservoirs? Isn't that what I hear?
Yeah.
Look at me. Acting like I'm
the reservoir.
California. Trying to assimilate here.
What about the reservoirs?
It does. I mean, a big problem, like, when it's, when there's a drought and then there's a bunch of fucking rain, then we get, that's how mudslides happen. So.
Ugh, don't want it. Don't need it.
Some houses might go away. We don't know.
So anyway, like how it can get a little dark and depressing for the weather, same goes for trailers around this time of year. Not a ton of stuff, but we managed to squeak out a couple.
We squeaked it.
The squeakage. Starting out, you guys, and you've talked about, especially last episode with the Star Wars stuff, really into the animated Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah. We just finished Clone Wars.
Right.
Yeah.
We binged on that, Tony and
pretty hard.
And it's great from start to, like the last episode. I was like, "Damn, that's a good last episode." That was
did that quite well.
Yeah, that was I really so. And now they have ABC. I think it's ABC, right? Because it's
Disney XD.
Yeah, it's weird.
Okay.
Disney owns it, and they're having their fun, the Disney fun, and but yeah, the first season of Rebels happened, and they're like halfway through the second season right now, and they released a mid-season trailer for it, and it looks pretty.
Mid-season trailer, huh? As a guy that doesn't watch this, to me, that's like that's some Walking Dead. You get a mid-season trailer,
that's
are the kids just fucking chomping at the bit for this shit? Or is it you
animation,
guys?
as a whole right now, is doing really strange. As far as their scheduling and advertising,
they just sort of like pumped. There is no seasons anymore.
Yeah, they're just kind of like they come in globs. Right?
Yeah.
Like even with Cartoon Network right now, they have a bunch of really, really popular shows, and they're not airing them week to week anymore.
Right.
They'll do like 5 episodes in a week, so they have like a bomb of 5 episodes of a show that you haven't seen for like a month.
Wow. Okay.
And so I think the same thing's happening with like other properties like XD. They're doing like these mid-season finales because they're only having the studios pump them out for a certain amount of time, then they take a break, and then they come back to it. Whereas most animation, it used to be that you'd have 50 episodes or something.
Yeah.
It just kept going over the year until it was bled dry and it was dead.
Just make the quality so much worse though.
Yeah. The quality is really going up in a lot of these shows, and Star Wars Rebels, you can see it because it's pretty.
It looks
good.
pretty. Yeah, the art style is a little bit different from Clone Wars.
It is a bit.
But obviously it's a new management, new artists, They got to do their own thing.
I have already binged the first season, and you get used to it.
So, all right. So, we watched the mid-season trailer for Star Wars Rebels Season 2. As a guy that doesn't really partake yet, at some point maybe, but what did you guys think of the trailer?
I think it looked Man, I mean,
thought it looked really good. I mean, there was a void after Clone Wars was done, so I was like, I didn't have anything. I talked to like a coworker. He sent me this trailer, and then like I sent it to Jeremy.
Yeah, and I was like,
and after I watched it, I was like, well, okay, maybe I will watch Rebels too.
Yeah.
And then I just binged through the first fucking season. So yeah, I mean, it looks really good, and I was really happy. That trailer got me invested in the show. Like I'm glad to see it after that.
It's really, yeah. I mean, especially. I know everybody talks about it, but just those prequels were so fucking disappointing.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to have like a bunch of original Star Wars content that's really good. And there's just a lot of it.
Yeah.
You know,
so good, guys.
so good. You guys should watch it. Oh my god.
Like if you want to see Anakin and like other
Anakin-
characters done the way you always hoped they would be,
Anakin's
watch
an actual
these cartoons.
badass. There's a couple of points where Anakin force chokes people and gets all dark side for a second, and it's like, yeah, good, awesome, keep doing, like, that's what you should.
And they have
Darth
lore. It's
Vader.
all about like the turmoil within.
Yeah.
And you kind of understand what it means that he's the chosen one. I think after watching the Clone Wars, then
it's
I
he's like
understood
supposed to
watching the
fall to
movies.
the dark side.
Yeah.
That's supposed to like he's the. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of like they
They
talk
do a
about
bunch of
how like
crazy
yeah,
shit
there's the
like
light side and the dark side, but it's not that simple.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know who's making it not simple? Those fucking Jedi.
Those goddamn.
and those goddamn Siths.
All right. So you're excited about that. Also, we watched something, not technically a trailer, but
A little sneaky.
little sneak peek. The CW. They released just sort of like a little Kevin Smith, basically masturbating in a corner while talking
Yeah.
to a
Just
guy.
like, oh my god. So tell me.
So
about
what are you gonna do about Aquaman?
Aquaman.
With the Flash,
Oh, did you have a fish in that scene? God.
Oh god.
Talking about the Justice League.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen, after this Batman vs Superman, and thought it was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
They have actors, obviously they've cast for the majority of the roles. But you talked about Aquaman. What'd you guys think about Aquaman?
Aquaman looks awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, Aquaman's weird. He's one of those superheroes that's like the butt of a lot of jokes because of like he is just like part of the ocean. But then Kevin Smith did say that a third of the planet is water. So
That's his domain.
that's just
3/4 of the planet is covered in water.
I forgot the actor's name, but the guy who plays Khal Drogo on Game of Thrones.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah,
There you
that
go.
guy. I think he's good. I don't know. I would like to see Aquaman done as a badass.
Yeah.
Outside
looks
of
like a
Justice
fucking
League
badass.
Unlimited.
And he does look like a bat. His trident's fucking
Does look awesome.
dope.
And yeah, I mean, they had mentioned in there, like, a lot of the stuff, like, undiscovered parts of our own world are just under there, and Kevin Smith's like, he knows what's under there.
That's his shit, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm making fun of Kevin Smith, but really without him, I don't know if a lot of this shit would even be possible to hear
exactly.
about.
I mean, he's brought it to the surface. But the one thing I want
Thanks,
to know
buddy.
is Jason Momoa. Like they talked about, fucking Aquaman's backstory and then what he was, and he never felt like he belonged to either world, but he was part of both.
Right.
And I just want to see. Can Jason Momoa really pull off just like some regular guy? I don't
know. Wearing a flannel, doing construction.
That's exactly what he's going to be doing. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Yeah, because it's gotta be something like that. He's not gonna be wearing like a work shirt going to an office.
He gets
It doesn't look right.
I'm accounting.
They get a
Don't
reputation for
advertise in
going
my
out,
size.
on like little shrimp, the shrimp boats, and he's just like, every time this guy says I'm collecting massive amounts of shrimp, and he starts to feel bad. He's like, why are they listening to me?
He just looks at one shrimp and locks it in the. And that's how he
So you know.
discovers who he is.
Lock eyes with a shrimp, you never know.
Never know.
So Aquaman looks cool. The Flash, Kevin Smith even comments and says, guys are nailing it on the CW with the Flash show.
Yeah.
And sort of, like, hey, you could have just cast this guy.
Yeah.
But no, they cast another guy.
Weaselly looking dude.
The same story. It's still Barry Allen. And he's trying to figure out who killed his mom.
Yeah.
Back in time.
I'm gonna go back.
They told that actor on the CW show at first, they're like, you know what, they're going to let us do the show, but don't ever count, no matter how good the show gets, they're not going to put you in the movie. So just don't count on it. Or maybe like building up, they're like, maybe if it's good, maybe they'll put you in the movie.
I think that's probably
Oh, you're a star, baby. They love you.
They'll want you in those movies.
So yeah, different guys. The Flash, Cyborg. Who I mean,
I love
Cyborg's
man.
Teen Titans to me. He's not Justice League, but still cool.
Yeah.
To see Cyborg realize. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that it seems like they're staying pretty true to that. And then you've got the Green Lanterns over there.
Oh yeah, no, they mentioned the entire, and he said the Lantern Corps specifically.
It's true.
So that's all of the lanterns, maybe the different Lantern Corps. You got your blues, your yellows, your reds.
As Bob Ross would say, you just got a perfect little palette.
You got a perfect palette.
All the rings.
Some of this yellow ochre.
We won't tell anybody about that.
Yeah.
Tell anybody that bush is there. I will kill you.
But it looked pretty cool, and they did show a little bit of Wonder Woman stuff. She's looking good too, but
Wondrous.
not as beefy as I would like her to be. But
Wonder Woman, she's an Amazon, right?
Yeah, she's supposed to be a big tall
last
lady.
I heard.
No, last I
Yeah.
but
That girl don't look like an Amazon. She looked pretty good in the trailer, I think so.
She did, yeah. She looked fierce.
Yeah.
fierce, Glamazon.
So the last thing that we trailer trashed was an actual trailer, and we're going to revisit this franchise movie or whatever one more time because it is a completely different cut, whole new footage for Suicide Squad. Cut to Bohemian Rhapsody.
I thought that was a bad choice.
Yeah. Let's talk about you didn't like it either, Tony.
I thought it was just
Queen
like
music?
obvious.
I don't think the song was much of an issue for me, but it was like the graphics and then just the clips chosen. I just think it was a terrible fucking trailer, man. Like the first trailer was really good, and then I kind of got psyched about it. You had the couple cheesy lines in it, but you let it go.
Right.
You got like Will Smith saying, "So what are we, some Suicide Squad?"
Yeah.
But it was good. Like they showed just enough of these characters to get me kind of psyched about it, and this one was just too much of the wrong thing.
They're giving you
Which I think is the movie.
it's just like so obvious, like this is the song that the people who want to go see this movie are gonna want to hear. This is like the parts that we're gonna show a bunch of footage of Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
We're gonna it was just so obviously pandering, and like not in a good. I don't know. I just did not like. I didn't like this trailer.
Well, okay, like I can appreciate that the trailer. Like I don't know if you guys noticed, like they're cutting very, spot on with the music and the beats in the song.
Yeah.
And they timed it up with some of the gunshots and stuff and like the beatings. I thought that was cool. But yeah, you'd mentioned Harley Quinn, and I really want to like her.
Right,
but that little thing about the head, voices in her head, and the stealing the thing at the
We're bad guys.
Oh
my god.
They said it like 5 times in the trailer. I think that they're bad guys.
Yeah.
You really want you to know that they're not good people.
The worst. Those little graphics. What is it, like the worst heroes or something?
Yeah.
Worst
They were like
heroes
sparkly
ever.
and rainbow and electricity, and it looked awful. It looked like something out of a commercial for kids like Shake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Red Blast.
Danimals.
Yeah. That's what it fucking looked like. It's terrible.
Right? Like those yogurt packs where you put sprinkles on.
Dude, I'd rather have those than the Suicide Squad.
What if they have a cereal? Oh, the little boomerang.
Jared Leto's. Anyway.
So yeah, I think collectively we're not very big fans.
Yeah.
Not looking forward to this. Yeah, Jared Leto. All right, we got to talk about that.
I didn't like the more the extra footage of the Joker. He's not looking any better to me than he's.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that thing about the director saying that.
I did.
Oh, the director. Tony said that the director of Suicide Squad said that so that Jared Leto was just being really fucking creepy the whole time, he totally like comes off as that like kid who like he says he's a goth kid, but he just really likes Invader Zim.
Well, what happened was there's a little story about the director Ayer saying that he was being frightened. He was frightened by Jared Leto and his Joker because it would just not turn off, and he'd like leave little stuff inside, like he'd leave notes inside the camera lenses, and he'd say, "What if like cameras were guns?" and leave like creepy little messages, and it's just like, I don't know what you're going for, man, but you sound like a 13-year-old goth kid's wet dream. And it doesn't sound cool to me at all.
Yeah.
Well, he is, and that's who's like masturbating about this. Because
Everyone.
right? Like I saw the trailer initially on Facebook, and then I look at the comments, and it's like all these like instant memes that like these kids took shots from this trailer that just came out 5 minutes ago, made it mean like all those haters talking about how DC movies suck and eat a dick now, like or whatever, like nothing but crickets. It's like you guys are trying so hard to really like say how much you like this, and you're not giving me one good reason as to why.
Yeah, no, you don't need a grill.
You don't.
Why does he have a grill?
Don't.
I think he also said something like he wonders if his performance of the Joker is going to put him away or something like that. It's just bad.
Don't you take your 30 seconds to Mars? Fucking hot topic.
Yeah, no, that dude.
Just beg it.
Everything I've heard about Suicide Squad and now this trailer put the cherry on top of me not being happy.
Yeah.
I was happy for a little while.
Make it a Netflix instead of a Redbox, just on principle.
Yeah.
on principle.
We're downgrading.
Downgrading.
All right, we're gonna take a little break and we'll be back.
Back.
Turn around, look at what you see. The mirror of your dream. Make believe I'm everywhere. I'm hidden in the light. Written on the pages is the answer to a never-ending story. Never-ending story.
It sounded pretty dope.
Ryan, if you get through the Clone Wars, can we just have an episode to talk about the Clone Wars?
I feel like that's just something that needs to happen.
Yeah.
I can't be out on this because you get fucking Bane.
Yeah.
Like I just like watch something crazy and I'd be like, Jeremy, where are you?
Yeah, every time something
Can we
crazy
talk
would happen,
about
I'd be
it?
like, yeah, Tony, so what the fuck is up with this?
Yeah.
And I would text
He's
him
like,
and be
Spider Guy's back. I'm like,
oh, shit. So we're back, you guys.
Yeah, welcome back. Still, the Star Wars train is a-going.
Yeah.
Star Wars Clone Wars. We're going to talk about, because we, from time to time, talk about video games. The reason I was going to bring up some video games is because my boys at Zen Pinball released a couple more Star Wars tables. So you got Force Awakens table, which is, tells the story.
The story
Of a young lady.
she's a lady.
You got that one, and then there's another one which I thought was a little bit better. It's called Might of the First Order.
Yeah. So it's just like all evil.
Yes, it's like the table taunts you. And
That's
it's
awesome.
just
You are weak.
You failed now. You will fail again.
You will fail.
I don't know if it's
I always loved
exactly
it when, like in Resident Evil, when you die in the game, it's just like, you are dead. And that is, it's just like, you are dead. Fuck you. Why did you even buy this game?
But these two tables are out. They're $5 for the two of them if you got a console.
I was playing some not those maps specifically, but
Sorcerer's Lair.
It was fun, dude. Pinball's awesome, and
It is
really awesome on the console. I mean, it still doesn't beat actually like feeling the table.
Oh no,
touching the flippies
against it.
It's like but it is. I love a good pinball.
It's cool, yeah. And yeah, when you're doing video pinball, I mean, sky's the limit. You can do anything you want.
Anything. Pinball goes anywhere.
But it's a game that I've been playing. I picked it up again. Haven't had much time, but I did that. And you said you were playing what?
I've been me. I don't have enough money to have things that can play the new things, so I always play the old things. And I've been replaying Knights of the Old Republic another Star Wars game.
Yeah.
And it's back in the heyday of BioWare when they actually before it was EA BioWare and
Right.
they cared about making a good story and a game that you'd enjoy playing. Mm-hmm. But it's really fun. You get to be either Jedi. The story takes place 4,000 years before A New Hope.
Exactly.
So it's the ancient times.
Nice. That's
It's cool. And there's a lot of Force users about. I really like it's the game that made me really a huge Star Wars fan. Like I watched the movies when I was a kid and liked them, but when I played that game I was like, Star Wars. That's basically what it is.
So, all right. So that game led you into the expanded universe and all that stuff.
And it's really, I'm playing through as a baddie this time. I usually pick the Consular Jedi, which is the Jedi that uses all Force powers.
You can't help it. You're a good guy.
Yeah, I'm a good guy.
Jeremy feels bad killing NPCs.
I do feel bad.
What a wimp!
Especially in Knights of the Old Republic, you can if you're a bad guy, you can force persuade Zalbar to kill Mission, who's his best friend that he's been with his entire life, and you're kill her, and he's like, no, I mean I have a life debt to you, but I'm not going to kill my best friend. And you're like, you want to kill your best friend? And he does, and then I did that when I was 15, and I was like, oh, I feel bad. I don't feel good about that. But yeah, that's good. It's a good game.
Well, but we were talking about it earlier. If there's a choice to be a bad guy in a game, the bad way is the easy way for sure.
Yeah, so easy.
I would cite Infamous as my played through that game twice. I'm a sucker for a fucking sandbox.
Those
are
fun.
Really fun, man, and they never felt repetitive, even though you're doing the same shit.
Absolutely.
Never.
And wasn't there that spin-off of Infamous?
And that was pretty good too. Was it
Dying Light
Sun?
or something?
Dying Light was a little sub game.
Yeah.
That was off the new one, but it was something Sun was the new Infamous guy. I forget exactly what the title of it was, but that one was really cool too.
Second Son.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something Sun. Those games are really good, and I also really enjoyed Infamous.
Oh, dude, such a time! And even they had the separate downloadable thing where you're a vampire or something. That's awesome too.
So
gotta go back and play that.
Just a lightning guy. Just a lightning guy. That was the first, I think, it's semi-serious game that used those sort of comic book cinematics.
Yeah.
Before that, the only one I can really think of is Sly Cooper.
Yeah, dude.
Right.
Sly Cooper.
Just had these comic book cinematics instead of animating the whole thing, but it still looked cool. It was
as long as the game itself was amazing.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about the
my
cutscene.
favorite example of that is the Far Cry DLC, or not Far. Is it? I think it's Far Cry, the Blood Dragon, the one that's all in the 80s and it's super.
Just to say,
dope.
Back to that with the cutscenes thing,
Yeah.
I probably concentrate more on those because I was a child of Final Fantasy.
And
That's all those
Jesus
fucking
God.
games.
Metal Gear and stuff.
Oh yeah, Metal Gear. Yeah, no, actually, the final boss battle in Metal Gear takes so fucking long just because of the
Super great ass cutscenes. Jesus.
And every time you beat one form, there's a new fucking 20-minute cutscene.
Not even my final form.
Not even my. That's all those Japanese
Did you ever
RPGs.
see that picture of Woody, and it's like Woody on an amalgam of like baby doll heads? He's like, this isn't even my I gotta send you that picture. You gotta put it on Thunderbolt
for sure.
It's a weird picture.
When they did it on South Park with the Walmart guy, he has the mustache and he takes it off and he's like, "Now you see my true form."
Yeah. So, Tony, were you playing anything?
No, I've been
still playing
I've been
Fallout.
watching a lot of stuff lately, so I'll have more to give in the next
All right,
segment.
all right.
Yeah, I've been
But I'm still on Fallout, man. I pick it up whenever I'm bored. Right now, I'm stuck because there's just this thing that obviously I should not have gone into this mission at my character's current level because I've been fucking around with these settlements for a long time, and I've just gotten past the point of caring about other like little NPCs in the game. So if my settlement's low on something, I'll just like, okay, where's the nearest settlement thing that I could make? Oh, it's a farm over there. It's only a couple miles away. I'm gonna go over there and kill everyone and take all their shit. The Abernathy's, they were a nice family. They got killed a while back. Don't know what happened. I needed corn.
I needed corn.
I needed corn and I needed metal, and
fruit.
they had it.
I just have this like picture in my head of some like small farmhouse, like middle of Indiana, just the walls are covered with blood, and Tony's running out with stacks of corn and scrap metal.
We're gonna make it. We made good this time, Pop.
It's funny because that one specifically had like a glitch with one of them. You actually are supposed to go to this farm to pick up some sort of quest, right? So that you can work with the Abernathy's, and then they welcome you into their fold.
Yeah.
I murdered them.
Yeah.
But one of them, like as I was killing the whole family, was just like chilling by a wall, and she's like, "You want any work?" And I was like, I just killed everyone.
I just killed everyone, but
And then I just, aimed the gun in her head, and then I killed her too. And it was all good, and I got all the supplies I needed. I was walking around, they're like, "You can't use this workstation yet." And I was like, "Why?" Oh, she's still alive. She's just hanging out.
She's probably like crucial to the story.
She's how you get into their little quest line.
Yeah. Yeah, Bethesda has a bunch of stuff. In Morrowind, the game used to, if you killed an NPC that was like integral to the main story, it would give you a message just like your actions have thrown the world out of balance and everything is fucked now. And just wow. So like you can keep playing if you want, but
Fallout, you can literally murder anyone.
Your moral compass here.
you're moral. Check your shit, bro. Oh, video games.
Yeah. So I guess moving on from the video games, it's the tried and true segment, which we like to call What You Watching, where we talk about what we've been watching.
What'd you guys watch with your papers?
I haven't watched much. I'll just get this out of the way.
Yeah.
These guys have been, you've been selling me on this Black Mirror thing for a bit, for quite a while, and I've never really had the.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never had.
No, you gotta just. It's a heavy.
You gotta dive in.
Yeah.
Well, you guys told me that like months ago. You're like, man, that first episode, whatever.
Yeah.
And it just gets worse. So I made the mistake. Not knowing really, and not heeding your warnings at all. We told you. I threw it on with the lovely lady a couple nights ago, and she was not pleased. If you haven't watched Black Mirror, just the first episode I got through. I'm going to spoil the plot, so skip ahead 2 minutes.
Every episode
really
is different, so it doesn't matter.
But basically, it's about a prime minister in England getting blackmailed, and he's forced to fuck a pig on television, like on every channel.
Yeah.
And whatever.
And like streamed on the web and like broadcast in Times Square. And like
yeah. And it's like they play it seriously. Like at first, it's like, oh, it's just a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke.
yeah, dude.
But then it's really happening, and the more you're watching it, so many times I just looked over at Susan, and she's just like, why?
It is that kind
and
of
I
show.
can't blame her. It's like, you're right. This is fucking.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
Because and they take it so seriously too, and it's done so like it's just man, it's heavy. You feel gross.
Yeah, you do. And you're saying, and you guys are saying it's going to get worse.
No, every episode is like that. Especially the second episode where like people just live in environments where like you're constantly being advertised to, like their rooms are a giant screen, and like you have to pay. You can like pay with your like I don't know, like pay money or like with your life or something to like make the advertisements.
Oh yeah, with your life points. It's basically like everything is like an American Idol show.
Yeah.
So you have to like get all these points just so you can audition for something.
Oh my god!
And you can sell all these points, but
there's no pig fucking, is what you're saying.
There's no pig fucking in that one.
Okay,
that's the only one that had pig fucking.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing. At the end of this episode, like all was said and done. Like it had ended.
Yeah, the pig was
officially,
fucked.
and the pig was fucked. And Susan's just like, I'm like, well, what did you think about that? And she's like, I hated it. I want to watch something else. and she said that, and she's honest, you know, and I appreciate that, you know. But at the same, I felt so guilty. It was before what came out of my mouth next. I was like, I don't know, I kind of like that. And then I'm thinking, I'm like, what kind of creep are you? This is
You liked it. My girlfriend's the one that showed it. So fucking my girlfriend Chloe, she's the one that introduced me to Black Mirror.
I think I actually talked with Chloe about Black Mirror before you watched Black Mirror.
She likes it more than I do. Actually, she's.
Oh, did you guys see the season 2? Or the?
Oh no, she said there was like a Christmas episode that was put up. I don't know. I have not watched.
There's an episode that just came out.
Yeah.
And it's got the guy from Mad Men. Everybody likes him. What's his fucking name? Ham?
Yeah.
Ham.
Yep.
And very disappointing.
You didn't. Yeah.
That's the image that's on Netflix right now, like for their banner. It's
No, that's
like,
not John Hamm. That's the. Oh wait, no.
Oh, that's
you know what?
John Hamm.
I have. See, I have the Roku Netflix, and I noticed that when I go to Chloe's house, she has the PS3 Netflix, and they have different like
banner
display
deals?
banners for what I got. I get the bullshit.
Yeah.
I get this bullshit.
I get this second-hand crap.
I mean, it looks like a goddamn Wii U.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess
Jeremy
Netflix brought
Roku
it back.
box back.
Roku bastard. It's a Roku too. It ain't even the stick.
Oh, damn. But I guess Netflix brought it back because it was on hiatus for a couple years. I think the last episode came out in 2013.
Now, did it start on Netflix or is it? I
No,
thought it was
it's
BBC.
BBC.
This is a BBC.
Yeah, and then they sort of put it to sleep, and then because it got put on Netflix, it got all this attention. Everybody's like, bring it back, bring it back. So they brought it back, and they had the first episode that's on there right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened. Maybe it was different writers, but that first season was amazing. Like, every episode was so good. Really dark.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to be a happy time, but you're going to remember that fucking episode after you watch it.
Yeah.
But this one is just frustrating.
Yeah.
I watched it and I was just angry. I was like, why is that? No. But maybe they'll bring, maybe John Hamm just fucked it up. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, with the girl, it's like the bestiality. I think that's what was really the straw. And really, as it should be.
Broke the pig's back.
Before, I mean, I've watched so many weird things throughout the course of my life. It's like it's just showing his face,
right? Right.
Did you see it go in?
God.
Yeah,
but like
such a
you,
creep.
it's just because there's
and just the people's reactions. They're like, "Oh, this is gonna be hilarious." Oh no,
yeah,
it's not.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, why are you watching this?
yeah, dude. And there's people
And the
in,
guy
like,
records it.
there's
Like,
people in
record,
like the people in like the pub, like and then they're just like, oh my god, this is still fucking.
What? And then they're like, it's been going on for an hour.
Because like, could you finish? If you were like,
How are you gonna finish? Well, why wouldn't he just act it out though?
what, oh man, that pig.
I'm done fucking that pig.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't come too quickly, right?
Right?
No.
Because then everyone's gonna be like,
Yeah,
oh man,
he had to bring it out.
He really likes that pig.
Oh god. The many things that you have to think about before fucking a pig.
You think?
We're gonna get all sorts of warnings and tags. So yeah, that's what I'm bringing to the table. That's what I watched. Jeremy,
I watched.
fuck did you watch?
I watched a couple things. Watched 3 things to be precise.
Thrice.
I watched a movie called Buffalo Soldiers. It's been I see it pop up a bunch on Netflix. Joaquin Phoenix is it? Stars that gentleman. Came out in 2001. And it's a really sweet movie. I don't know. It takes place in Germany in 1989. And Joaquin Phoenix is working on it. He's on an army base, and it's around the time when, like, right after the Vietnam. Well, not right at, but after the Vietnam War, where there's no draft. But
In '89.
yeah,
You're talking like pre-Gulf War.
yeah. But there's no so there's no draft, but nobody wanted to join the army, so they started doing the thing where basically felons or people, you either go to jail or you go to the serve a tour of duty, and that's what Joaquin Phoenix. And he's just like cooking heroin.
I was gonna say, right, isn't he?
Smuggling shit on the base, and it's a really sweet movie. There's these scenes where like these dudes are like just fucking strung out while they're doing tank maneuvers, and they just like accidentally take the tank through this German city and like squash cars and like fucking like they run over a gas station and like it blows up and they're in a tank, so they're just like but It's a pretty sweet movie. I mean, it's fun. Joaquin Phoenix is a good. He's a really good actor. I think. I like him in pretty much everything I see him in, and that's on Netflix. If you're bored,
check it out.
Check it out.
I've heard really good things. There's something about like military movies, with the exception of like we mentioned Saving Private Ryan, which is just a great movie, and Stripes, for whatever reason,
right?
Of course, it's Bill Murray. That's the reason.
But yeah, no, I know what you mean. There's like those are the two types. They're either like getting up to shenanigans or war is hell.
Yeah. Well, which one is this?
It's shenanigans. It's because
the whole way through is shenanigans.
Yeah, I mean,
I like shenanigans.
It's good. I mean, it is like I like
shenanigans one more time.
What's that place you like to go to? Give us silly little hats.
He had there's this he has this Mercedes, this super nice car that he obviously can't afford on like a private salary.
Right.
But so there's this guy that's like investigating like the shit that he's doing, and they wake him up super early in the morning for target practice, and he makes them get the M60 with like the biggest gun, and when they get there, target practice is his car, and they just it's shenanigan. But it's a sweet. I would watch it. Second film I partook of
number two
was Grand Budapest Hotel. I'm a little late on that.
That's okay.
But I recommend it.
It's a good movie, dude.
It's a good movie. I really I thought it was interesting how the aspect ratio changed like in the middle of it.
What point did that happen?
I mean, maybe it was the file that I was watching, but when the movie was taking place in the 30s, like throughout most of the movie, it changed to like a 4:3 aspect ratio.
Okay.
And for the rest of them, in the beginning and at the end, it was like 16:9 widescreen. And I thought that was neat because that's what movies were shot in back then.
To notice, I'm sure that's intentional.
Yeah,
I'm sure. The copy you had.
I thought, I thought it was a mistake, but all the framing in the movie looked very specific. Like it looked intentional. Like it was framed for that aspect ratio, and even there was like some neat vignetting that they did, which is like the older style of movies where some of the close-ups felt awkward because that's the way they did back then. They had, weird. So I don't know. I really liked it. I thought all the actors were. Wes Anderson He's always kooky and whimsical.
And he gets kooky stuff out of people. That's because the older woman is
that's Tilda Swinton.
Tilda Swinton, is the old woman, and she's the way that her makeup is done is
so
pretty
insane.
incredible. They make her look like this old haggard lady. Like her eyes, if I remember correctly, are like all
one of them is like cockeyed. They make her eyes like crooked. It's like crazy.
And what's his name is what's that actor's
Willem
name?
Dafoe?
No, not Willem Dafoe. The main guy.
Ray Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes is like banging her.
Yeah, he's like fucking all the old chicks in the hotel.
It's funny that that's Wes Anderson can be hit or miss for me. I think but when he hits, man, I mean, he fucking nails it. Dude.
Yeah,
that was one of them. I agree.
Yeah, that movie was really good, and especially the main guy, the guy who played Zero. Stuff like that. It was cute. It was cute. I'm gonna say it. I liked it.
Willem Dafoe though again just playing
he's like missing his front teeth.
So awesome, dude. He's great. What else you got?
I saved this one for last because Tony also watched it.
That's right.
We're gonna bleed over into Tony's what you watching. We saw Tony and I saw Revenant.
The Revenant.
Oh man,
not together.
Not together, separed. Yeah, that'd be gay.
Who sees movies?
We'd have to have the seat buffer.
We have to have the seat. Yeah,
that's true though.
I never just sit next to your friends.
I only ever do that when I see movies with my friend Johnny. He's the only person I've ever known to do the buffer.
But your friend Johnny, what is his, I don't know, what's his fucking deal as far as it comes to etiquettes while watching a movie? Is he like a whisper some shit in your ear?
No, he wants to be in the movie, and then he'll say something. I'll be saying stuff to him even if he's a seat over. I'm just like, I don't know that.
He's a snacker though. He's got to have his snacks.
He's got to have his snacks. The buffer also helps to hold popcorn.
Yeah.
I
don't know. If there's room,
if there's room,
you get that buffer.
You get the buffer.
of here.
I don't know.
Yeah. I want to fight over a armrest. It's my
I'm also
armrest.
usually going to see the movies
See, I
with my
enjoy the
lady,
fight of the
so
armrest.
so you
Fallbrook 7.
yeah.
I almost don't want to say it. I don't want too many other people.
Dude, that's a nice. Man, that did a nice.
It's awesome. It's awesome. All right, sorry.
So the Revenant. Oh man. So from beginning to end, this movie's just like, oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's like, oh my god, they fucking like this guy. Is just gets fucked up. Like,
and it's just like, wait, you gonna? Oh, that's gonna happen?
Yeah.
What this? How far are we into this? How could that be happening right now?
Yeah, dude, this movie it like doesn't let up.
Yeah.
Like from start to finish, it's
Shit out
so
of you
intense.
And Leo.
Yeah, dude, that scene with the bear, just like you think, like, oh my god, he shoots the
talks
bear.
about that bear scene. Everyone coming out of this movie is talking about that bear scene. And there's so many other scenes in it. They're just fucking brutal. Like the bear scene was crazy.
The bear scene was crazy,
but
that's
like that's not the one that I'm thinking about. Like days after watching it, I'm thinking about like that last scene.
Well, yeah, I'm bringing up the bear scene because that's the one that everyone's going to see. That's the one that everyone's expecting.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it because this movie's fucking awesome and there's some really cool shit that happens.
It's really good to hear.
So,
Just the way it was shot. Man.
Yeah.
Fucking
Oh my god, Lubeski is
Holy shit.
an amazing cinematographer.
Yeah.
He's one of the. I think he's like my favorite working right now. Because he's
Inarritu
like,
just knows how to like put all the elements together in a way that guy's going to shoot it. It's fucking.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
even in the trailers, like not having seen it, like every single shot that I see is just so dynamic and amazing, and
just like he knows how to use the wide angle lens specifically like better than anyone ever. Like he can like because it's really hard to do those like really crazy close ups on people's faces with a wide angle lens because it distorts the way your face looks.
Yeah.
But like. You'll get like the really sweet close-ups of Leo Dio and like just like all of the scenery on the other side of the screen.
It's
and
fucking crazy.
I don't know how you do that.
It's like there's that one scene where you see there's a river in like the bottom left corner quadrant of the frame, and then beyond that in like the upper left you see like the sun coming over a ridge at the end of the river, and then all this shit's happening on the right side.
Yeah, dude.
You're just like, there's so much happening in this scene. Like just the way they looked, fucking blew my tits clean off.
See, because right. But especially like as far as Oscar contenders are concerned, like this is the only one that I'm really like I gotta.
I think I mean
really
I don't. The Oscars are super political, you know.
Right.
But I don't. Yeah, I really want this movie to win, but I have a feeling it's not going to win for best Oscar.
What do you think?
I don't know. Probably some fucking like Spotlight or something.
So you don't think it's going to take it for best picture?
I think it'll I mean, I think it has a good chance, but like just the way that the Oscars usually fucking play out, I don't know.
We'll see.
I think it's going to take it.
Come back to you on that.
I think they'll take it.
It's really fucking sweet. There's also like not very. I mean, most of the movie is just like Leonardo DiCaprio fucking suffering, so there's not a lot of dialogue.
Yeah, but hasn't he been doing that since day one? Screaming and crying and drooling and snotting his way to our fucking Always
that
though.
last shot is just like, is it mine now?
Yeah, is the Oscar fucking mine? Yeah, dude. Did I fucking earn it? Yeah. And
That's awesome.
Yeah. And Tom Hardy is also fucking
Lest we
good.
forget. Yeah, dude,
his,
he's fucking amazing.
And the guy who did his like his character survived a scalping wound.
Oh yeah,
So,
when
like,
you
part
see him
of
take
his-
off that hat,
Yeah,
you see that.
you see like the
that
part of
head,
his scalp
like,
that
he
has
was
been
scalped.
skinned off, and it's
Yeah.
like, damn, that's fucking tits.
Where is this supposed to take place?
It takes place sort of like I'm one of the guys said. I remember one of the characters saying we found him by the Yellowstone, so I'm assuming that general like Wyoming
Right.
sort of area.
Yeah.
I do know that the actual story of Hugh Glass, the story that it's based on, he didn't actually have a son, but he did get mauled and really fucked up by a bear. And he was actually in worse shape than Leonardo DiCaprio got in the movie. Like, he had, like, exposed ribs and, like, giant wounds. And, like, basically, same thing, like, where people were, like, you know, waited for him to die, but they didn't want to wait around. So they just dug him a shallow grave and buried him alive. And he crawled his way out, got some help from a tribe, and, like, they built him a canoe out of reeds. And he, like, traveled 200-something miles to find the people that had done this to him. And all he wanted was his super fancy rifle back. And as soon as he found him, he was like, yeah, water under the bridge. I'd have done the same thing. to you. So
Jesus.
Like in that situation, if that's all that happened, because there's a lot going on in this movie.
Yeah.
And if it was like him and that guy in those times,
Yeah.
and then all he wanted was that rifle bag.
Yeah.
You know, I could see him being like, you know what? Who wouldn't?
Yeah, who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't leave a dude out there instead of waiting for him to die, taking forever?
And also, I mean, it was obviously.
I heard it was also not just about Hugh Glass. It was like a compilation
It was,
of stories of that time. So that's where you get the Sun
That guy,
and
Bridger,
a bunch of other things.
Jim Bridger, the guy that was with Tom Hardy the whole time,
Yeah.
he's an actual mountain man that existed.
Oh, really?
So, like, a lot of, like, stuff, like, about him. Like,
And also Donald Gleason fucking killing it,
Yeah.
man. He
Who
had
was that
Star
in?
Wars.
he was a General
Hux.
Hux in Star Wars.
He was
and-
General Hux.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Was he in the Harry Potter movie?
Oh, yes, he was. He was the older Weasley
Yes,
brother.
he was.
Okay.
The one who goes off to
He's in
raise
an episode
dragons.
of Black Mirror. A
He
really
is.
good episode
Yeah,
of Black Mirror.
that is one of the
Yeah.
better ones. And jeez, what's that actress's name?
Oh, I can't remember.
Holy hell!
Yeah.
Holy hell!
Ah.
But and he was in Ex Machina, which is getting nominated for Best Original Screenplay.
Yeah, I gotta
Awesome.
watch that
I'm really
one, too.
psyched about it because I fucking love that movie.
Yeah.
But Dommel's just been,
But yeah.
and now he's in this, and he actually looks like a man.
Yeah, no, he was like, and I was like waiting for his American accent, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's a pretty, yeah.
It was really
Yeah,
good.
Really good American
I bought it more in that than in Ex Machina. Ex
Yeah.
Machina was like, but this one he really fucking nailed it. And he's one of those people that looks eternally like he's 12.
Yeah.
You know, but in this one we had the full beard and they're like on that boat on the river.
He's
and
the
you look at his
captain.
face. I'm just like, oh shit, look at that. Yeah, he looks like an adult person.
boy grew up.
Yeah. But then he opens his mouth and it's Dommel's. I mean, it's Dommel's American
Yeah.
accent, but it's just like, you're a little spoiled.
You're a little British. And the first order.
But yeah, fucking.
So-
Your thoughts?
Go see it. Go see it right now if you haven't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome. I was lucky enough to get my hands on a for your consideration copy, so I didn't actually go to the theater to see it. But,
really?
But I did watch it on a TV comparable to this guy at my dad's house. So I don't mind doing that. If it's not like IMAX or 3D, I kind of almost prefer the comfort.
Dude, I almost
Like a theater.
I can't remember the last time I saw a movie that didn't at least have the option.
Yeah,
for
right.
One of those, or both.
No,
Exactly.
yeah.
I mean, I saw it in a regular theater, but I'm happy that I got to see it that way because it was just fucking crazy. I didn't see it in IMAX, but just seeing it on a screen like that to really appreciate all the shots in that fucking movie.
Yeah, right. As you're describing it, that's the first thing I'm thinking. I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I just
Yeah.
gotta even more. Gotta see this in the theater.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah.
I was so psyched on it too.
So
Yeah.
4 thumbs up
Yeah, Revenant.
from your 4
Like
thumbs.
usually I'll try to hold back when I'm talking about a movie that I really liked,
Yeah.
because you don't want to affect other people's perception of it. Like if you say it's too good, then you're that changes what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then you see it and it's different.
Yeah.
But with this one, I'm like, you know what?
I can say without a doubt that's
Without a
bad
doubt, that's a
movie.
badass movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a good time watching it.
Awesome. What else you been watching?
Okay, going on to mine.
Yeah, Tony
The
transition.
The Revenant, I saw. I think I'm gonna take my lower scale of what I watched. Not one of my favorites. I saw The Big Short.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, typical kind of Oscar grab
Yeah,
movie.
right? That's what it seems. I mean, it doesn't seem bad.
It wasn't bad. They had some things in it that were pretty funny. Obviously, whenever we're talking about these what you're watching, is it pretty usually full of spoilers. So, not that this is even a fucking spoiler, but just something that happens in the movies. They're explaining these like complicated economic terms and like procedures, and a way to open that up to the audience who might not understand it. Which it seemed a little pandering,
Yeah.
but it's like, okay, so this is this complicated shit. Here's Margot Robbie in a bathtub drinking champagne to explain it to you. And it cuts to Margot Robbie in a bathtub drinking champagne, explaining to you what it means to buy a short, or like to short something. It's
Yeah.
like shorting the housing market.
Yeah.
Which is basically what the movie's about. It's about shorting the housing market. So you're betting against the housing market. You're betting that it's going to fail.
Right.
And there was this one guy, Christian Bale. He was like the first guy to ever do it years before anyone else. Like it happens in 2008, and I think his character figures out that the housing market's going to fuck up in 2005, but he doesn't know when. He just knows it's going to fuck up.
Yeah.
Because the banks are doing these things where there's a bunch of stocks that are kind of low grade. They have like the C grade, the B grade,
Yeah.
the triple A grade, right?
Right.
And then if a bunch of C's fuck up and don't do anything and no one's buying it, they're just gonna comp like somehow. Like I'm explaining it based on a movie where where a famous person explained it to me. But they take all these things and then wrap them up in new packaging and then say that they're AAA, which is like the highest rating. Yeah. So if you're investing in these things and like like stocks for the housing market or stocks for whatever company, and they wrap it up and tell you it's a AAA, and they're like, oh, that's a sure thing. You're going to get your money back on that. But it's not. Yeah. It's actually all shit down to the bottom. And they did this a lot for the housing market because up until like I think it was 1970, they were actually learned a lot, I guess. They were just housing terms and like financial agreements were single houses. So you wouldn't make a lot, but it was steady. Yeah. You know, over time, it's going to do nothing but appreciate because what's more valuable than land, right? Yeah. What's more valuable than property? Right. So then the banks are like, hey, let's take a shitload of houses. We'll put them all in this one bond and then let that appreciate over time at a greater value. And what happened with this is that because they kept doing it, they were taking these shitty properties and then these things that were going to vault anyway, rewrapping them up, telling them saying that it's like the highest grade thing, and then basically fucking up the entire scale so that it's set to topple over. But because people think that housing is so like impenetrable, it's untouchable, that it can't do anything but appreciate slowly over time. No one saw it coming except for this guy played by Christian Bale. He goes around and buys a bunch of shit saying he wants to bat against the housing market. Other people catch wind of it. You got The Big Short. It's there was some funny stuff about it. I guess I took away some information. I hadn't really I hadn't really talked about it since then. I'm like, it was okay. Like maybe I learned some stuff, but it was just okay. There was nothing about it that was particularly great. I do know a little more about that stuff, I guess. But
Margot Robbie in a bathtub.
Margot Robbie in a bathtub was nice. Yeah. But then they also had like Selena Gomez and then some professor, and I was like, oh, why can't you tell Gomez? Yeah, I was like, I don't care about that.
Oh, they switched people up in the bathtub.
Yeah, it's not always Margot Robbie. It's like okay, now we have Selena Gomez at a casino.
You got it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did that disappoint you? I thought it was just Margot Robbie every time.
Well, I mean, and you were talking about pandering. I'm like, well, that's pandering to me.
The movie itself. I wasn't like super.
Was Steve Carell Michael Scott?
He was borderline. He was Michael Scott's serious older brother who went to college.
All right.
Yeah. But so I still hear Michael Scott. Yeah. But like he's actually getting shit done, and like when he's getting frustrated, it's about real, actual things. Yeah. But I'm still like, Michael's having a fit. You know.
Fucking but Toby.
He was really good in the movie. Yeah. You know, a bunch of people were really good in that movie. It wasn't like a spectacular film, but it was okay for what it was.
Christian Bale, he's playing some metal and some drums.
Oh yeah, Christian. He's apparently a kid who grew up. He's based on a guy who's a real person who had a glass eye. Okay. And as he was growing up, whenever his glass eye would pop out, or when people had to look at it, it would sort of distance himself from them. Like he never felt like he was part of the crowd. Yeah. So he's wearing like freaking jean shorts and t-shirts in his office. It's his huge hedge fund managing company that manages like millions and millions of dollars, and he invests all of their money, the entire thing, betting against the housing market, which he doesn't know it's going to go under right away. But when it does, they're all going to make a shitload of money. And guess what they did? He took like $500 million and turned it to $2.6 billion. God damn. So, God damn. But yeah, the whole movie, he's just kind of like doing his own thing, and he's basically telling these hedge fund managers who put him in charge to fuck off. He's like, well, per our agreement, you actually can't tell me anything. So if you pull your money out, that's the stupidest thing you could possibly do. But I'm going to continue to do it. And then he'll like press play, and it's like, fuck it. And it was,
Redbox, Netflix, theater.
You know what? I'd say it's a Redboxer. It's all right. It's worth a view. Yeah. I think I actually liked it a lot more after talking about it. Yeah. It's like it was just sitting in my head. I was like, whatever. The Revenant and freaking Hateful Eight was way better. Yeah. So it's not The Big Short's fault. It's just that I also saw The Revenant and Hateful Eight this last couple weeks, folks. Like
hard to follow up
with that because it's actually not a bad movie. But I'm gonna end my last What You Watching with The Hateful Eight. Yeah. I'm not gonna give away too much. Basically, with this Tarantino's 8th film, we got a bunch of people in it, faces that we've seen before, faces that we've never seen in a Tarantino film. Especially the main girl, who was from Breakfast Club.
Jason Lee.
Jennifer Jason Lee. And I didn't even know that was her until after I saw it.
Yeah.
Like, she's so gnarly in The Hateful Eight. And I was like, I really liked her. Who the fuck is that? And I was like, holy shit, it's Jennifer Lee. She's from the Breakfast Club. That's great. I loved her character. I loved what he did with this shit. This was just a really twisted, dark movie.
Yeah.
It was unexpected. I went to go see this with my sisters, by the way.
Cool.
My sister Marissa, who like I without bat an eye, I'd go see something like that with.
Yeah.
But then also my sister Vanessa, who was visiting and is mostly into like anime and like haha cute stuff. She's not really familiar with Tarantino. Like, she's seen some movies, but she doesn't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Right.
So we took her to see Hateful Eight, and this is probably one of the weirdest movies that Tarantino's done in a long time.
Yeah.
And also one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So I just got out of there. I remember we were talking about how great everything was, and then my little sister was just like, "What the fuck? That's how it ends? What?" But I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. Go see the fucking movie.
Especially since like that's one of those movies where like there are some theaters that are mad because Quentin Tarantino is specifically saying that you can only show it and project it in 75 or 70 millimeter. And some theaters are like, well, we don't have enough money to do that. You're not going to give us a DCP. And you're like, no, either you project it in 70 millimeter or you don't show it.
That's weird because I saw a projection. I didn't see it in
70 millimeter.
No, I didn't.
If you saw it projected, it was. If you saw it, then it was on film.
I don't know. It was just at Winnetka. I don't think that they had they had projectors.
That Interstellar was another movie that was all projected on film.
But I didn't see that at Winnetka. I saw that at the Regency, dude. That was not just on film.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. I saw that at the Regency. The Regency does not have enough money to fucking project. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Maybe Winnetka, but the Regency, that was not a print on film. I guarantee it.
You guys with your peeing races.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah.
Fucking Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
I just got to take a minute to talk about Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I was so happy to see like him playing this character and then doing this kind of movie. It was so fucking good. It was great, and I love Kurt Russell. And I haven't seen him do anything in a long time that was really up to snuff for what he can do.
Like as far as just bringing that like testosterone, level.
just ridiculous. And then like his whole facial hair thing with like the super crazy mustache going into the mutton chops. It was just every line he delivered. I was just like.
Well, I mean, it made me think about it because Tombstone was on TV like a week ago.
And that's where it all started. Tombstone. That's one of my all-time favorites. I know every line in that movie from beginning to end.
It's very quotable.
Yeah. Doc, I didn't know you was back in town. You tell him I'm coming, and hell's coming with me.
He's like smacking around. What's his
Billy
name?
Bob.
Billy Bob Thornton. Yeah.
Skin that smoke wagon.
Yes.
Let's see what happens. You gonna do something, boy? Just stand there and bleed.
It's like I'm playing with my sister's kids or something.
I'll be a huckleberry.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Pretty
Hateful Eight, I basically all the movies that I've talked about here, I really enjoyed. I don't know between The Hateful Eight and The Revenant which one I liked better.
So yeah,
I like them a lot for like very different reasons. And once you guys fucking watch that movie, we can start talking about The Hateful Eight because I'd like to know what you think about it.
Yeah.
But
next time, and they're both the same time period, right? Like more or less
Around.
Similar.
Revenant's earlier because they just have like flintlock and like they it's like 1820s something like that.
Right.
Whereas Hateful Eight's more like they have revolvers and semi-automatic weapons.
Yeah, this episode of Jeremy Back, we got Leonardo DiCaprio versus Kurt Russell.
I'm pretty sure Kurt Russell would win if we're talking about the weapons from those respective movies.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about just facial hair, body odor.
Did Kurt Russell sleep in a dead horse though?
No, he did not.
God damn it! Stop telling me stuff about this fucking movie.
Okay. But shit, I told you fucking threw me off. You bastard. I was gonna say something, and then you ruined it. Oh no, I said one thing I wanted to mention about Revenant is that there was a makeup artist or someone that does prosthetics and stuff who their only job was to put ice on Leo Dio's beard.
Yeah.
And they
that
had
was good.
Yeah, that was some good goddamn
That was good ice.
Yeah.
And it was different for like every time you see it. I was
Yeah.
like, you don't think he'd get bored and just like, all right, this flake goes here, this one goes there.
Yeah,
No. It's just because there's so many times you get those crazy close-ups of his face, and it's so damn cold out there that he's got ice growing all over his goddamn beard. And yeah, going back to that, but ending on Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
Fucking watch that movie.
Fucking once.
Both Hateful Eight and The Revenant. Those are movie theater movies.
Yeah,
Check them out.
So yeah, you don't know if you had to pick between Revenant and Hateful Eight, which one?
I really don't know.
He doesn't know your guy.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know because it's just for like Hateful Eight is Quentin Tarantino. It's got that Quentin Tarantino novelty to it. You know, it's like I know what he's gonna do, and then he did it really well in that.
Yeah.
So I just enjoyed it because I'm like a part of it. But The Revenant is just something totally new and like I've never seen a story presented that way.
Yeah.
And it just that fucking brutal. It was so brutal, man. It was
Yeah.
a brutal goddamn movie.
My money's going towards Revenant.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, that is what we have collectively been watching, dropping that watching knowledge on you. As always, email us, bythebulb@gmail.com. Check out the Facebook there, YouTube, Podcast Garden if you're into that stuff.
Yeah. If that's the way you roll.
I mean, come on. Send us some stuff, maybe some errors, some omissions.
Yeah. Did we fuck up? Which one of us was right in a 70mm debate?
Oh,
it was Tony.
Well, right, exactly. Well, just anything that will divide us in any sort of way to start an argument. Stoke the fire a little bit.
If you can break up by the bulb, then
Even if we break up, two of us have tattoos that we'll have to live with.
it's true. Oh God.
Never shake it. Also rate us on this stuff too.
Yeah. Leave us some reviews. We have one really nice review.
Right.
Very, very lovely, but we need some more if we're gonna start getting a little more attention.
How was your By the Bulb experience today? Just drop us a line. Tell us exactly how.
If you just fill out a survey and mention my name, that'd be great.
Exactly what I was going to do.
All right. We love you as always. This is Brian.
This is Jeremy.
Tony, lights out.
I'm just here to tell you, don't worry about your body image. People used to give me crap about being thin all the time, but I just broke through their false barriers.
What about the novelty music paparazzi?
Oh, the media monkeys and the junket junkies will invite you to the plastic pantomime. Throw their invites away.
Not really sure what you're talking about.
I want to give you one more piece of advice. Get an eye patch, man.
Sorry?
Get an eye patch.
Oh yeah, I've got an eye patch.
Do you?
Yeah.
Wear it.
Okay.
Wear the eye patch, Brett. Wear the funky, funky eye patch.